Yeah, that's so. Hello, everyone. This is PSY-POD number 69. And if this is your first time watching this podcast, this is a podcast about nothing. We are your local podcast where we talk all things raw. So we don't use Phuntsho because we are raw. And we are just like your favorite government school where your parents forget to pick you up in time and then you end up charged to share and last more toilet the same energy we bring to this podcast. And before we begin, like we always do, before we introduce the guests, we have to talk about our members. And with that being said, our guest today actually knows a few. So can you name some?
Inola Pamps.
Inola Pamps.
Sorry. Tashila Pamps, Lhazom, Chuki, I Want Problem Guy, Sonam Pema Pao. Then there's like Mr. Meow.
Oh.
Mr. Meow. And then you also have Genyan Hub. You guys have I think I'm trying, sorry.
Okay, not bad. But anyways, let's just go move past this because this is the first bit before we move on. So we have a new member, Drakpa, Leki, Rinzin again. Two Rinzins, my God. Bonde 69, Ngadikiti Ga, Ngadikiti I, Inola, like you mentioned, 18 Jan, Som Chuki, Tshering, Phuntsho, Wangchen, TW Gyelmo, Tenzin Chanyoung Shi, Mr. Meow, 2S, Pukchi, Ugintek, Arsenal always next season. Wait, this guy is changing his name every week. Every week he's changing his. I think he's updated also. Leak and update progress. And I know he's doing this on purpose to get attention. You got it now, but I won't give you any more now. Okay. Dhendupnw, NW, Leo, 3.1, 13K, Jimmy Samdrup, Deki Lhazom, Tshering, Palmo, Wangdi, Palmo, Nimatops, Jamyang, Yeshey, Petsho, Zambia, Chimi, Ditenzi, Chimi, Jintaka cases, me, Kesam Wangmo, Hazi, Tashila Pems, Giza Dem, the One Problem Guy, Budal Hendup, Genyan Hub, Pema Pao, Tsogi, Chance Spike, Madness, Ultron Bhutan, Sonam, Ocean, and Tashidoji. With that being said, cue the intro. PSY-POD starts now. PSY-POD. Okay, and welcome back to another episode of PSY-POD officially beginning. Before we start, we always have to thank Dom Sip for helping us support this podcast with the mics that you see today and also the camera that we're using. See, this is a remote podcast because our guest is in Canada. But before we get into them, we also have to give a shout out to today's who's going to be helping me co-host and also talk. Ragnar was in the neighborhood, literally, and he just dropped by. So, kuzu zampo Ragnar first and foremost.
Kuzu ngachi guest ki intro chibe ko mena
Okay, so Goma Sulehema, can you please introduce yourself to our local and international fans?
Kuzambo everyone, giving the Phuntsho, and I am a lifelong PSY-POD fan. And I thank you so much for bringing me on, and yeah, thank you for tolerating all my haggling for the last 2 months.
Yes.
I really love the number 69, it seems.
Yeah, the glorious number. Actually, this has been in much high demand that people want number 69. But young Phuntsho was smart enough or wise enough to request this actually years before more. And I had to commit because this week we had a few bookings, but I said, no, I have to do this much longer. This bakcha I have to clear.
And also, you know, and also my history with PSY-POD is like I'm the first PSY-POD giveaway winner, and I.
Need them more. Oh, he has it all the way. This was my 1K subscriber giveaway.
Is it
1K subscriber? This is years ago.
OG fans. I'm OG.
Wow. But can you get up for the thumbnail? I pose better for the thumbnail. Don't for the thumbnail. Move the mic away also for the thumbnail. Okay, for the thumbnail.
My brain.
Wow.
Because I listen to
My brain rot because I listen to PSY-POD.
and the art is designed by Phuntsho.
Actually, the funny thing about that was, Ante, you guys said like we're doing like a giveaway and comment and I didn't have any comments, but I still won. So I think was I the gender token recognition?
I'll tell you one thing. The people who selected it was Nola and Kinle. So ngagi konsugi selection system deng Yeshey, but they said let's give it to the ones who are the most loyal zumchume, and I think you got another two ones got. So I think that's why they gave it. But yeah, but thanks, but I didn't realize you kept it this long.
Because until PSY-POD 69 was my lifelong childhood dream.
Childhood dream about God pura sotame Okay. It is. It's longer.
But in all seriousness, yeah, congratulations. Thank you for always like working hard.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to what? Congratulations to 69.
69. Oh my God, 69 and almost 10K subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get there after this episode.
Count chapter like every episode week now. So how many like time
Yeah.
So 1 week into 69 into like what 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah. Almost 1.5 year, I think. Like 1.5 year of like, continuously watching weekly episodic content, but a lot of gaps in between. And I think maybe only 20 episodes has been consistent from the 60.
69.
I think this is your anime right now is your consistency phase.
So, I think mentioned this in another episode, or was it in TikTok? Like I just wanted to try consistently weekly and see what happens, and then the results were faster than I thought it would be there. And it was just
congratulations.
You know how they say like going to the gym is not difficult, like working out, but the hardest exercise is moving your ass to the gym. Sanjum was the content, they just had to make it. But Zoni continuous base it's got a product placement today.
Like Darigi like episode interesting on me because like you are like PSY-POD fan bendigi that the OG fan bendigi. I think like you can sometimes you can call like someone and gachumo PSY-POD ko de gachuch de then gachlanga the like also maybe they also want to come out.
For sure. So
because I think whenever I watch your episodes, mentally I'm also joining in the conversation, but I'm like, I think it's like this. No, it's like, oh, that's like a really good point there. Like I talk to myself all the time.
Like when I first started podcast, like listening, not podcasting. You feel like room names come up at least so I always felt like maybe people feel the same energy, but it doesn't happen fortunately. And I feel like the difference between podcast and other maybe forms of content in Bhutan, whether it be interview or other thing, is other ones we just watch it, while as podcasts we feel like we're part of it somewhat. I think same thing for live also. Lives they feel like that person is talking to you. TikTok lives no more. And then when you engage with them and they engage back, like you're right there. So it's for all the introverts.
Yeah, because like I think any old na like that time koi Japanese jode to koi mishe to nai azum type. In a room, like chika zombie discuss better zombie.
By the way, this episode is sponsored by nobody.
Nobody.
Anna, sponsor mo top Just kidding.
What happened to Ante? What happened to your Nimbupani and Coke and all those?
First of all, Coca-Cola ain't paying me, so I ain't gonna what do you call it? Promote them. And Nimbupani, I think out of stock has to do.
Pandokan
Okay. But then I think I need to get a beverage sponsor for the future. But okay, anyways, before we get into a little sidetracked, let's get talking about things. So Phuntsho, Kashlonga, you want to talk about your favorite PSY-POD episodes, no? So yeah,
okay. So welcome to watchmojo.com. Here's your top 10 PSY-POD. Just kidding. So top 10 PSY-POD episodes column TV. So I wanted to talk about how, like some of the episodes that you have were really impactful, as in like in terms of entertainment or in terms of the value that it brought.
Whatever.
Okay, the first episode I want to talk about is also you can also talk about how it felt right when you were recording it. So the first one is the one with PMC. I think that was really good, right?
Okay.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
It was a year or two ago. I have not revisited, so I forgot most of it. But I remember her being very, what do you call, assertive and also engaging, because Modi, she's not what do you call typical timid average Bhutanese woman. She's very
I think,
confident, and then she has a lot of opinions to share. So I felt the conversation was very fluid.
Yeah.
She's also a content creator, so she knows like how to portray herself in camera. That's why I think it was a very good episode.
Numbers like with Ani.
I PMC from meeting you get
yeah, I know. That's Mugi lunch, but also anytime the Mugi love this, she is into podcasts and all. Like I think because she saw with us, you know, podcast with the Gachi go, Gachi no go, Azum did it. I think she's into podcasts as well.
Okay,
yeah,
she likes to talk.
Yes.
Yeah, and I also have a,
let's say like she's like TikTok podcast.
No, we're not talking about the same PMC, man. We're talking about
it's a different PMC, sorry.
What?
You want magazine share?
Oh,
we're talking about that PMC. Yes.
Oh, wrong.
That's what I'm saying. There's two PMCs. Very common. Small town problems, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, the first female blogger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Blogger, more first, you know?
I think she is the first before Denker. She was there.
Okay.
I think after Motai Tera, then Denker came. And okay. Oh, I know. I shit you. I want to say something about her Ngomara. Gachila, like Mugi video, I think is for like Anzum Duse Gachila is Gachila. It's a professional type be. Oh, it's a camera ditsu Anzum Gachu. Whereas like the compare babies me asimo. But where Denker is like raw, she goes, she speaks. I think that's where the Togi generation Denkers like came up. Like Mugi the camera this too. I think camera good qualities camera this too. They English pieces yeah, I watched her video.
No, she has good thing. She has also good following, but I think it's different audience. I think Ajin PMC is targeting more foreign audience to come to Bhutan and indulge in culture, the hotel Dusugi, while as Denker is more local Dusugi centric. But then again, I think also there's a big portion of people who watch Denker wanting to know how Bhutan is. But Ajin PMC gives it a very nice and polished way, whereas Denker is raw.
I think I saw something getaway. Yung getaway.
Yi getaway. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, but that's that.
Okay.
That's a shout out to her. Mogi video chi going where she goes like Wangdi side. She like peep this ship I think the struggle chi thomme like as a video creator and all.
The struggle is real.
And also I had a really big crush on her growing up. But
obviously. But let's not comment. She has husband and child and happily married.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with top 5 because I think we're getting super sidetracked.
Don't worry. 3 hours podcast, Kimi. Advertising.
Phuntsho, so like why that episode to Gachi in the top one?
I think not top 1. I'm just like randomly top 10. So, but then I think why I like it is because I think she does her research, but like where she travels a lot, but wherever she travels, she also makes sure that she isn't misinforming other people. I remember she talked about going to Merak and Sakting, and so it was like, And then I went to Merak and Sakting, and it was like, okay, it makes sense, and then added up. And also as a professional creative person, I think she is a role model. No. Like for especially for girls, like I'd want if I had a daughter, I want her to be like her.
Even for like me, like because when I was starting to make content more, I used to look up to her because more consistency, the quality assurance. So I always be like, but then at least I always remember that she'll always make sure her content quality.
So like, video I think those were the people we watching the FYP. Especially Facebook, Is she still active?
I don't think she's as active as before, but active the domain still. But then again, I could be wrong. Oh, wait, let's move on now. We're talking too much about this one.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. Number 2 would be recently Gyelmo. No, recently the one with Uncle, I think. I really like the one with Uncle. I think he has a lot of wisdom and experiences to share. So I was like, oh, that's like a really good episode.
Okay, so what particularly about that episode did you enjoy? Low conversation. Which topic?
I don't know exactly. I think he was talking about his experience in Australia, no?
So
I think that, like, because I think that was.
He didn't go to Australia by then. That was before.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. I think, I don't know. I just like the way he is. Like, me, a person where at the end, like, have like this really good, like, glowing energy that motivates everyone around them. So I think
very positive energy. Cool.
And he was talking about his movies, no? The Last Shangri-La. Oh, maybe that's why. That movie, Gundagi movie. Yeah, I think that was really good.
He's a person that if you want the same energy, more vibe because no one had introduced me and said this is Awangku, this is size. Handful of and then to the point that obviously close to now semi-close to the man, like everyday call basis, but then every time I meet him it's like like I'm meeting another good friend, and then that's the energy he always brings.
And also the things
is like more like
and also the things he does for young people, like I think MCs go up event for free, no? So I think. And then number 3rd one would be, let's go to the OG one again, Dawa Ben Stroke, right?
Yeah, everyone loves Dawa. old episode.
I think he was the first. He was the first one who like got invited again, no?
Because
his first one.
He just has a lot of like anecdotes and hot takes collage to the word. So it's good to talk to people who have like that, who let this challenge you when you have something to say, or he'll be something for us to talk. Canada,
interesting.
Canada, but I've not seen him ever since that episode actually. Canada then much the Kadviega, Katega, Guliega mission. So now if you're watching right now, comment and then we come back to Bhutan, we will do this again, man.
Also, the episode title name na Dash Divon.
Yeah, Dash Divon.
Okay, and then my 3rd one would be Ajim Serun.
Oh, okay.
Como Noya.
Como Noya.
Yeah, I think I really liked that. Yeah.
What was interesting about her?
She was talking about her journey in the movie, no? Hema and then how she met like Rinpoche, and then how her life changed, and also because I really like, I think I love her as a person. No? Okay, and then the last one would be number 5 would be the one without the guest. I think you guys remember it was, I think the background thumbnail, I think I saw Powerpuff Girls key thingy, and it was you, Inola,
and Phuntsho.
I think you guys were just talking about random stuff, but that time it was like, interesting. Okay, it was quite fun.
Okay, now since you are a fan more and you've watched a lot of episodes, you've watched since the beginning now, like I have my own ideas why my podcast might be entertaining to some portion of people more, whether it be it's very interesting, like you said, interesting topics. Maybe command presence of the people who are in the podcast, or just genuinely more as a person more. So what about you? What are your reasons that you enjoy listening to the podcast? What is the standout reasons?
I think it is very
raw along
raw. It's against the current. It's against the current of like Bhutanese society, like especially Bhutanese society that we often bottle up what we want to say. We don't speak up. We don't like say things that it is. Obviously try to like to self sit down with so I think the way we go like direct and honest and also the ranges of topic you guys cover, no? It's quite entertaining in a way.
Yeah, I think we all have opinions, women. It's not like ngachikilo so I think that some people is maybe not like composed to be on camera to talk about it, because every time I meet different people, if someone is willing to share some shit, I will 1 hour, 2 hours, I will leave me with it. So I just thought, well, why not just record it more?
Of course.
And also, I think you guys are you might be probably the first like individual podcaster from like in Bhutan. So I think you are like, this is a monopoly. You are just
no. Podcast.
But then,
I think no one is calling it a podcast. Now, some few people are calling it a podcast more. But I think in terms of like interview, setting kind of content creation, but those are more interviews based, scripted interview questions, question answer. Whereas I feel like Ngachigi is a discussion. No. It's actually a chateau.
Yeah.
Chateau, yes, chateauization.
Like I think like Sai the chiga charu is la memeda. One thing like PSY-PODs gachibe shen chiga stand out beung laochin. It is gachumo. It is something and gachumo mapalera anisheto chitani. The ani artist is so ondo yachin that korai nadulo labde Bhutan ki koli labni labera the channel ki clinchra animade. That the purpose of the channel the PSY-POD. Whereas Laluki they don't just randomly do me no. Yeah. They like the people they meet Tiny Sonam, let's say like Lamkachong, and I think they feel like, oh, Tiny Sonam watch, and I think something might happen to live people will enjoy and assume no they. Whereas like I think podcast is somewhere like if people wants to come, they can come. And also, if you feel like the audience wants that person to come, then animbate. And is like gachumo the mapalera is more like the ani ki delura zozo podcast ki delura. Where like other they don't have like the people it's not like gachumo ani benizimi. Kojong de le kon chewachimi cheong, and they call friends. They call like and some gachumo. Guiga.
Somewhat, not entirely, but I kind of got it. But another thing, Anchime, like growing up, I don't like Bhutanese style. And I know like all my audience is Bhutanese, maybe a few share of Chilips and foreigners. And for those who are watching, thank you for tuning in. I hope your Bhutanese friend is translating as we speak. Subtitles come in the future, hopefully. But anyways, I don't like the Bhutanese style as in like simple ways like I need a convocation time. When I'm sure you graduated college and college graduate with the convocation orientation time now. Madev kundusugi week long deomena de like diglam lam jaten Q&A session and then time to build up. Also question to the who wants to ask a question or there'll be some more alusu looking for attention or part of you mean in the crowd and be like kuzusampala ni diwa de version Dambara ngi no ngara gichu ngi mingdi beojin Sony is the ngana question ni Royal Temple College na le thaki kyu the lenga degree di BBA the mam sho no wa the Royal Temple College the college na lejumi private is la mapanga scholarship tope joju is shuniwin la the le tsagen be na pam tension pincha de ngi ga shlo kencho sum the miwanga da rimbo chegi den le tsagen be na base ni tenga diwa beojin mo toilet break the number so shuniwin la karchi you know what I'm saying irritated him is so like things like that. So I always thought like if I ever wanted to make content, which I always wanted to, I'll do it in my way and I'll never do it in Bhutanese style. And then most of the time people, few along the way, do we miss I never jogo. And I said, okay, if there is, let it be over. But I do not like it. I'll make it my own style. And then whether it be 10 people or 100 people who watch it, if they can understand and they can appreciate and they can be same like-minded people who enjoy, then for me, and I think that was the main motivation to make anything, whether it be my stupid Instagram videos of the past, or whether it be my TikTok lives, or whether it be on a podcast too. So I think that way, I think now when I'm talking to you and Ragnar, I feel like I wanted to always do that. And the people who do get PSY-POD are people who also feel the same sentiment.
Yeah.
So if you don't like Bhutanese movies and Bhutanese songs, come on this podcast. Come on. Just kidding.
And also one reason, And also one reason why I like it is because me and one of my best friends, Kuya, he's like a really big fan. And then one of his favorite episodes is the one with Pianshu.
Priyanshu.
Oh, I think you really liked that episode. He was like,
I actually did enjoy it. Because Priyanshu is also like similar to me, has a lot of like weird knowledges in all facets. Then actually share about the interest in what.
I think also like you have to have someone who is sharing the joy about this. So then there's no one to talk about it. Critique. So I think maybe because of that, I think I have a small group of friends that is into it. So that's why I'm getting deeper.
Okay, now since I talked a little bit more on yourself, please ask me more about why the podcast I think works now. But I think one way it will go down in the future more is either people will get bored of my hot takes or get offended. And I've offended a few people along the way, I'll be honest, And sometimes I have to reflect whether I have to be careful with my words or say whatever I want. And that balance I'm trying to find. So the people who do get offended along the way, please bear with me. I'm trying to get better. But if you can't, then your utter woke nonsense patience guy me to. So leave right now. Leave right now. Leave. Don't let tense out of it.
Control.
Shit. Out of here. Fuck out of here.
Nice.
That's the next topic. Let's go.
Before that, gachlo. Ngai gachlo sai chiga ngai first experience share chibegyo. Like did I say?
When you guys...
No, not meeting say the SHOUTOUT.
SHOUTOUT games.
So I think that to chill up the Zoom it brings back, like click biome like it was normal mo to hang out bay and we were like just share the jita needy. Then of course needy mo dia kala nadi. Then like suddenly kuilap this like why azumchi begemena and it was on a bed. That she loved the Zumba like if
were you guys in
other podcasts I give me love long bade go gengyo mo prepare bebyo gachi love na so gache mate direct need there quick camera by set up be there ro gachla alchemy gachla chicken this baji mo ani zalo love and that ani makes sense like why your podcast is different from other so whereas like that the few names like the Suja with Rabge. So Rabge ngal culture nga boy lauchin. I think nga go again mo. Then at me this often beunga mibega and that to chill up the zumbe. Azum this chiritang and azum kebachi omme. And also it makes sense why I prefer PSY-POD than rather than like other pod. The Rabgi the mabomenga. The Shengi the boy. Shengi bo de but Anita Chidi. It's like
shout out to Rabgi, please invite Ragnar.
The interesting thing with Rabgi, I think we were classmates there. Grade 7 and 8.
What?
7, 8.
Rabgi is Nola's classmate there. The she classmate is there.
So
classmate me sir.
No. So the thing with Ante, I think you were Ante senior, but your generation was ahead of ours. Remember the
Yes.
Norla, Rabge, we came up together. We came up together. Rabge and me, the closering school na classmate. And then class 10, I think we got into government high school, and he went to YHS, and I went to Mutang. So we met there in there. But the Norla din like twice I used to see him all the time on Facebook, like posting really cool things on Facebook, and I'm like,
okay, I cannot show it here because he gets really mad, so I'll show you later though.
He has a lot of cool things, and then Nola Glazers this is the
Oh yeah, it's for the Nola Glazers. Sorry, Nola Glazers. Nola Glazers. Sorry, man. Please glaze Ragnar in the comments.
No,
Ragnar
razors.
Razors of Ragnar. Ragnar razors. Let me know in the comments below. Toga, please.
That's why. Also, Aditya, Norla if the guy podcast now.
Of course.
Yeah. He most of my friends talk about him.
Yeah.
Like he knows when to like interrupt, like when to like bring topics. Whereas I think I don't know when to talk, what to ask. So ani keba is meet sibano no quality chom.
He asks us really thoughtful questions, to be honest. Right?
Yeah. But to be honest, I can tell you Inola is really good. She loves the timing numbers in there. He's very calm and he knows how to bring balance now. But questions interesting, I must. Yeah, do you know why? Because his questions are always like, what's the wholesome moments? Also, what are the origins? And I'm like, wait, okay, it's a good question, but nothing to be like patted on the back for the alama. I'm not saying this as like slow, like I don't like that question in Nola say. I'm saying like if you had complimented on the really introspective questions, I'm like, that was actually a really good question. But then the most questions people glaze him on is always like the wholesome moments and the origin stories. And I'm like, that's standard, yeah.
jealous
energy. But anyways, like don't worry, he's the star of the show, so don't worry, I'll keep milking him. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Phuntsho, what do you want us to talk about?
I want to talk about, like, I think you guys almost always talk about anti-Buddhism and meaning of life, no?
Yeah.
I am very I had this phase in my life where I became anti-existential and then depression top.
Okay.
Same CVD. So I did a bit of research into like the philosophies of life, like meaning of life.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to talk about that.
Okay, so
you guys
have any topic you want to share, or you want to ask me something, my opinion on? What do you want to?
I think I want to talk about how there's like in the West there's like 3 classes of life meaning, like like
okay, let's hear that.
It all starts with first nihilism, made famous by Nietzsche, where he talks like life is meaningless, it's purposeless, right?
Yes, I became that last year.
And then the second level is existentialist, no? It's existentialism. I think
I also became that last year. Okay,
I think it's by Soren Kierkegaard. I think that's the philosopher that made the philosophy anti-famous. It means what he's trying to say is that life has no meaning, but we have to give life meanings.
Okay.
And the third level is absurdism. Albert Camus.
Okay.
The myth of Sisyphus author. So his take on the meaning of life is that life is meaningless and everything is bound to end, but then let's rebel in this absurd existence, like meaning miru pini, because that's the joy in living, no? Let's rebel in this meaninglessness. So yeah. And Buddhism is a very nihilistic. I
have some.
What do you think?
I have an opinion on that. So, I come from a very religious family. The tanka behind just getting a note.
GPS.
So basically, my mom right now is Jamyang Rinzin or Rinpoche, and before that it was Khenpo Karpo. So I give shout outs to the Rinpoches. Okay, so from her teachings, from them and her own practice, I always ask and try to get retrospect from my mommy birthday. And what my mom was telling me, I was being very nihilistic, last year when I wasn't believing like, what is the point? What is the meaning? If let's say I lose my car today in a flash flood, if I get sad, it's because I'm attached to my car. But if I let it go, I'll be fine. So what's the point of anything? And she was like saying that's very nihilistic. And then she said, what's the difference between nihilism and Buddhism? She told me that, like the second part, which you told me now about existentialism, I think was it. She said you have to give it meaning. Precious human birth is a miracle in chance, and then even in science has proved more. Like Machigi, our odds of us existing is 1 trillion plus in one more. And when we're given a precious human birth, we have to make the best out of it. And the best way to make the best out of it is by helping others over there. And it's as cliche as it sounds, when you give more, you receive more. Like when you give, when you help as many people, you receive more. And that's what I feel like the difference between nihilism and Buddhism is, that we know that most things don't really have much meaning, as in like we're attached to it, but we have to find meaning in something, and the best way to find meaning is to help others. And I feel like it's a good tenets of life if you follow, to live a very good, happy life, at least mentally. Physically, the machine now. Mentally, at least, it helps me. Because growing up, I was surrounded in a circle, and myself as well, that I became very egocentric. And egocentric doesn't really mean like, I'm the best. Why didn't you listen to me? This is mine. Obviously, these are also stems of ego more, but mostly like also like, why is it happening to me? I'm embarrassed. It's always me. Like, why is the world against me? Why is it always me? And I feel like that's also attachment to the self. And then once you let go of the self, it becomes a little bit more happier.
I also, like, I already talked about how we were like struggling to find meaning in life and like worried about death, no? So I read Pukchi, Jamyang Kensei's Living is Dying book. And then this is my anime, my internalization based on my perceptions and my my knowledge. So what I learned from that book was self Milos. You don't exist, lo. I think.
Okay.
That's the ultimate truth. Remember that you don't exist. But then that is such a stark contrast from how we live. Remember, so to move the focus away from you, you have to. That's why that's a practice. But helping other people is a practice to move the attention away from you. Remember, that's how you think about yourself less. Remember, lesson like that's like a step.
Living is dying.
Living is dying.
Guru drinks
the Guru drinks bourbon.
I think Guru drinks bourbon is more about tantric Buddhism, like how to do. And then I also.
And the knowing I give Jing.
Nice.
I give it to someone. She's my gift.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
No,
I think
like speaking of the self, and I think it really helps. Like, like if anyone who's watching this podcast, and whether it be you or Phuntsho or Ragnar Datonyendo, it's not like I'm trying to give some preachy advice or anything, but it's just some anecdotes that I have learned myself, and I could be wrong. Correct me. What I try to take away from these lessons and laugh is, the more you focus on the self and feeding the self more, the less happy you become about it. So let's say even like a simple day-to-day problem. Let's say I'm in office and there's some task I want to accomplish because I want people to know that I am smart and I did it well or I accomplished more. Let's say that happens. And let's say I'm competing with somebody else. So then I want to beat them, So when that happens more, two things can happen. One thing is I get what I wanted more. But then when that happens, I'm upsetting people, like the other person who wanted something that I want. Or whether I be like gaining the jealousy of others or whatever, because you're feeding the self more. And then when you fed yourself that thing you wanted more, same game, but that eventually goes away, because of impermanence. And then you want more. You want more, and you want more, and you want more. Just imagine more. The maple that appetite cannot be satisfied. While as if you do things which does not feed your ego more, then you always have enough. So let's say example, like another problem. Let's say some guy comes and pisses you off. One idiot guy, irritating guy, okay, comes and gives you a hard time, whether it be tries to thumb sessioning you or say something you don't like to piss you off. Then most of the time when that happens, as humans that we are, we get pissed off. And why is it that? Because they have hurt your ego, your idea of yourself. Like when we get mad, we think, who does he think he is? Instantly we go in judgment. You're like, I'm not this person, he's this person. So again, attachment to the self. But if you can see like, maybe he's right. Maybe, even if he's not right, I don't care. Whatever it is. Now it doesn't manifest into different thoughts. So you get let go. So sometimes like last week, I was like having a weird week. I was dealing with a few difficult people here and there. And what I realized after like the week after that moment was like, where you're still attached with the ego, because that small thing that person said really bothered you and it ruined,
whole
few
day?
hours of your day. And only once I took a step back, I'm like, let go. I was fine. And then I realized another thing was, I'm very grateful for that person. Very happy that happened. You know why? Because it reminded me that ego Now some attachment do. But that guy had to come and test you in order for you to realize. Sometimes like when you get these maras, coming into your life.
Maras.
To come and instigate or trigger you, test you more. Then it's a go-up for you to think about it, like practice what you've learned. So because you can ask any scholar or any person Buddhism go take this eightfold path, what do you call any then fortune doing that. Fortune does but then practice build up the we hardly get thing. So I feel like most people theory na past, practical na pass mateme. So practice is better than theory, in my opinion. But the blend of both is obviously ekdam aladam best way. So like like much as any like I'm not sure if the youngins who are watching knows it, but then there's a very popular story where there's an agichi agichi money story. And Drupal comes and he sees that Age. He has a lot of attachment, a lot of ego. You can just tell me what it is. He asks, Age, Kachibedo. He said, Zevagomda. Then Zaudar Joe. Where Age? Kachibedo.
Zevagomdo.
Ina. Age. Kachira Biomosi.
Zevagomdo.
Then the Rutachu Kachibedo Zevagomdo Sue, Zevagono. And then the Drupal goes back, Zevagomchin, Awaza, long with it. And is
it the one where
Pimtazi, but it's from that original story there. It was a great story. It's a great story. Look at the Age money Jan. Money Jan is this one. This
money,
is
what? I think this money long.
Anyway, but then what I've all realized is because I always try to take a Western approach, I would say more to Buddhism. So we've been influenced by Western media. When I try to analyze, I always think like, okay, Tintame, offering Jimme, Sirkim offer Biome, Chategoe, Slow Korachagoe, more, Chetu Korachagoe. Kachibi Dendaina, if we're all supposed to be what you call equal in life, and we're not all supposed to find that, practices and meaning in life. Why do we do all this? And then it's all the way to suppress the ego. When you go down and come, you're saying, my teacher, I am beneath you. I'm bringing down my ego. When we offer, we're not thinking about ourselves first. We're thinking about them, second person always. And when you do the Kora, is a discipline to see that how much I can give dedication. So I think they're all methods in order for you to let go of the self. And I feel if there's other practices better, Bindas, but I think me as all deluded beings, we have to go to stupid paths.
And also, I think anonymity, like religion, history, like when was this created? People had a lot of free time, so I think they just wanted to be engaged in a really mindful way. So some of the rituals, I think, it was just for them to not do like bad things, like shitty things. It was but then,
obviously, sure.
But and also, have you noticed like recently, have you noticed like when we talk about religion, I think a lot of the narrative, the Helgi narrative, has stopped more.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Why do you think so? What's your opinion on that?
On hell, yeah. My perception of
and that partner to so many this
nobody says that, but now everyone's like nobody talks about hell or heaven anymore. That's what I'm curious. Why do you think?
But I don't know. I've never really been into that heaven and hell because it's a very Christian concept, and my way of thinking heaven and hell is like all realms are in one realm, which is the perception. Let's say right now we're in heaven realm because we have a roof over our head, our stomachs are full, and our mind has no stress. So I feel it's heavenly state more, or maybe contentment state. While as maybe some person literally more 1 kilometer away who's living in maybe a small shed with a lot of burden to take care of a family, and he's not have a mental support or anything. I think that's Nyawa, whether we're living just 1 kilometer away. That's my perception more. But then again, I feel like even if you live in that scenario, but your state of mind is clear more, then you're also living in heaven. Because Shiramo, let's say living in a big ass mansion, you know, all the desires and luxuries of life here, but sim more not content there. Maybe you want something, you don't have it, you're upset. Or maybe someone, like I told you, someone is bothering you, someone has something you want, or nothing's enough. Then Shirura, that same will be not thing there, still bothered. Then in that afterlife or in that period of birth, you're still suffering because of all these attachments to all these stupid things in life there. And we always say that, we always say that, but when we're living, we always attached to everything.
Like once like that ego ansum devdalu dani gobe that means like that living there devdara isne zumchi.
If you let the ego take control there,
so you is in hell there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what my perception is. But then I also feel like, there's still like a little bit better, and that's maybe a little ego of mine saying, because that's but the ones who are masters is the ones who have completely no attachment to the self, that they can give, even eat shit or even give their leg cut it off, because they have reached that state of mind. And then I feel like because of that, no attachments, you can transcend the samsaric circle. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
People like how people
man, Buddhism is fading away, man.
Fading, yeah, of course.
Especially the younger generation, because of Western media, and we want so many things now.
Basically, Buddhism, I feel like is a religion, but it's just to like as a human better shani, like barbarian type madi, like
no,
la tip beni, dele lab zub ma beni.
They're different. There's Ningmapa, there's I'm not very knowledge.
Mahayana, Hinayana, Vajrayana.
Okay, Mahayana. I think Hinayana is like the Thai style, Thai style.
Hinayana is the one that we follow.
Oh, Hinayana we follow.
No. Hinayana
Thai.
Different thing. Probably that.
I think it's Thai and Sri Lankans perform, and they perform more disciplined. Shilam is me. Their form of Buddhism is, I'm a monk mo. I cannot touch you because you are impure and I am pure. Okay. And then since I will live under only what I can get.
I practice me basic. Like low lab there, this
is Jung Dasang ni. Driglam Namja is taught not by Buddhism, it's taught by Jung Drasang, and it's taught by Shabdrung Ngawan Namgel. Quick interest by me.
So I think I follow that one.
You follow Jung Drasang.
Yeah, I think.
Which
I do.
which in a way it was made in order for the country to people, just like you said, to put into order, discipline. So these are good things in what. But if you get stuck in that box more, after the liu. Whereas I feel like Vajrayana Buddhism is to get outside the box. You practice different things. Like, let's say more, like common Buddhism style is Phuntsho.
Mahayana.
Mahayana. So Mahayana,
the one we follow is Mahayana.
Yeah. Mahayana might be Shungdasang style, which is good in a way, but they will also be like, they're very like systematic in body. So to be saying that you have to do this in this some sort of way. Whereas Vajrayana is more open. So a good example is, here is Guru Rinpoche's 7-9 prayer. You have to do it in this time. You have to do it anzum setting na, and you do it respectfully. That's Mahayana. Whereas Vajrayana is like, you can even make it into a rap. But as long as the message is clear, the method and model medium can be anything. So I like that style. That's my style. So maybe you're more the Mahayana, the more like we have to do it in a certain strict way. But I think open-ended.
I think the difference between Mahayana, the Hinayana, and the basic understanding of Buddha. So Mahayana is called Maha, bigger. Yana is the vehicle. So Mahayana is the bigger vehicle, and Hinayana is the smaller vehicle. So basically, vehicle is Buddhism. So Mahayana, the practitioners view Buddha as a scholar, so they can critique him and everything. You have to whatever he teaches, you have to internalize it, and then depending on your internalization, you can like adopt it or not. And the but Hinayana, they think of Buddha as a god, as an absolute being. But the thing, and Vajrayana is, I think, like a small subsect of Mahayana, where it's like more ritualistic, like tantric Buddhism. I think that's where Hinayana, like Vajrayana comes in.
So the Vajrayana partner, I agree with only, I don't like the what do you call it, the tantric practices, because I don't get it. Maybe in the Mount Palmo, I'll get it. My mom also does a fire puja, she does all that stuff, Serikim, Sechutam, the shad is offered, even though she's vegetarian. I don't get it. But then maybe in the future, I'll get more into it. But I don't like any idolizing. Like obviously, I do believe in supernatural more to a certain extent. And I do believe in that there is a higher power somewhere in the universe, somewhere more. But I don't like idolizing. I don't like idolizing someone putting over anything. I feel like everyone who's ever walked onto this earth is a human being. And
even Buddha.
Yeah. And I feel like human beings are not perfect. We're flawed. And we have to keep everyone in the normal sense of equality. And if once you say this person is God level, then we're idolizing them. And then when that happens, we become a little bit, kind of brainwashed or into a form of what people in the woke media call sheep. We listen to whatever they yes. Like let's say like North Korea, they idolize, Kim Jong-un to the point that they think he has no butthole, like stuff like that. Like stuff like that. Like that's so scary, man. That's scary. Like how can you as a human being think that some other person, human being who sits on the throne is in the God status? No. So that scares me.
So I think that's also got to do with the education system, to be honest. Remember? Things you talk about when you're growing up, like repeated, like Hitler, and I think the philosophy he used is like big lie philosophy is like tell a big lie, tell it again, and tell it again and again and again, and that big lie becomes a reality. So I think it really goes into the education system, like how example
propaganda.
Not exactly propaganda, but then education curriculum. If something is like, for example, World War, they never talk about the Japan aspect of World War, no?
Yeah.
Like similar like that, and then nobody knows about it because it's not taught in school.
It's history is written by the victors, but actually Japan lost the war. Why didn't that get talked about?
Because I think they never accepted that they did whatever they did.
Japan World War. It's dark, huh? What's the
so ante it's the best friend.
And we're back. Okay.
Like that Japanese good love.
You want to talk about Nanking?
You can talk about it because I'm too deep in but what I know is through my Aragarote, because
she's Korean, so she must have a lot of opinions on that.
I think
Okay, so for the few people who are interested in world history and Ragnar, I will talk about Nanking. Okay, so I don't know too much, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Like I always say, this is a SHOUTOUT podcast, not knowledge. What you call panel where we have all experts. Okay,
not general knowledge.
I might be saying something wrong. You might be knowing more than me, but that's chance. Okay, anyways. So
you will do me.
Yes. Thank you. No chance. Next life I'll try. This life I'll understand. Next life I'll try. Okay. Anyways, so World War II time na, you know how Japan joined the war.
Japan the US
okay, somewhat. So Pearl Harbor was attacked. They attacked Pearl Harbor because they wanted to fight over Hawaii. Okay, they thought it was a claim. And mostly they fought over Hawaii because of ego hurt. They were like, how dare these Pilingpas come and think they can take whatever they want or do whatever they want. Let's show them. Because Japanese people are very prideful, very prideful. And that will be their downfall. Obviously, they're perfect in so many things, but because the attachment to the ego and stuff is so much more, we'll get to the later part of the story. But we all know the ending of the story. But anyways, that's the mentality of Japanese. So basically, during the Edo time period, which was like the late 1600s or early 1700s, Japan civilization was thriving. Jamling number one civilization. And then later on, the whites came and they traveled the world, and then they came to Japan and they brought more military artillery. So Japanese had to succumb there. And And then somewhat they have always like after like 1900s Chile, they always had to like deal with Americans or the Europeans in a way that because konsugi wargi technology adapt so they had to lower. So when World War II happened, finally got up to shoot it. Now we'll get you now, okay? So anyways, Pearl Harbor attacked where they had the backing of the Italians and obviously the Germans more. And then when World Wars happened, obviously Germany invaded Poland and France, and then slow parts of Bay. But we forget that a lot of things happened in Asia. So Asia and World War was involved. Japan was the biggest superpower. So when that happened, Japan invaded China. And that time
through Korea, come on.
Okay, through Korea. But we always know what they did to the Koreans. No. We'll get back to the Koreans. Okay. So when they invaded China, they said that time Konsugi capital was not Beijing or Shanghai. It was a place called Nanking or Nanjing, depending on pronunciation. So Pa Juniremda, they gave them a warning law. Okay, if you guys don't leave or you guys don't surrender, we're gonna fuck shit up. Okay, we're gonna do some shit. And then apparently now, whatever reason it may be, whether they were time constrained or Nyematup or Bematsup, they didn't do it. And the Japanese came there and they started killing everyone left and right. And then to be a little softer, they did a lot of crimes, man. Like to the point that they were saying that the generals would come and say, this is our land now. Chinese are not equal to Japanese. Asians are superior. Number one superior. Anything below Japanese is cockroaches. And these people are not even cockroaches, they're worse than bugs. So you don't pass them made, we're here to take over. They didn't consider them humans only. So then every day say that they had a big pile of dead bodies and everything. And then the worst thing was like when they would bring new recruits to the war, Japanese young soldiers, what they would do is gun rifle. Bayonet inauguration, imagine you come for the army, inaugurate Chinese and you have to kill them to inaugurate. Direct anyway, and a lot of these young boys were scared, they would shiver over there. And then they won't be able to kill, and they were like, and until they do it, then only they can inaugurate in the war. So stuff like that. Another things we would see would be like they would go and like grab girls in the middle of the street, and golapi more. Gara assault. Bangson. Nigara, and to go take advantage of our body. All these things would be done over there. So they would do that for a number of days over there. And when they did that, their partner is Germany. So German Nazi soldiers to come and take a look at how the Japanese handled Nanking. So this is how bad Japan was during the World War. That when the Nazi soldiers came down there more, like, whoa, slow down here. You guys are way like these are coming from people who are putting people in chambers and gassing them like bugs. And they saw the Japanese were like, we need to take a step back. And then only the Japanese they took a step back and they went to Korean base and Japanese base. And that's when they opened the centers where the comfort women came. So the comfort women mainly came from Korea. So Japanese they had a theory that wars happening, then you have to keep them motivated, you keep them strong, well-fed, energy more. And also they have their own needs. So they would bring girls from Korea by force, human traffic them, and they would give them to motivate them there. And then they would do horrible things also. Some might be one or two, who knows, might be kind and protect them, okay? But most of them are horrible. And so many women have, perished from that. And then some women are still surviving and asking for accountability there. So now, after all the World War ended, Japan still refuses to acknowledge what they did in Nanking, and they refuse to acknowledge what they did to the Korean women because they covered their tracks very well. And now when you think about Japan, it's kawaii, anime, oh, Naruto, Shinjuku, Luffy,
Tanjiro,
Kare, sushi. See, this is all soft power.
Lobster. I need the hamagome. But I'm like China, no? What they did to the people, did to the women. But about Korea and Japan,
Korea and Japan are like big brother bullying little brother badly.
Both north south.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason why and the North South they made it because of the World War. So Japan, so they had to invade China through Korea because that's Japan, the island. So they went through Korea and then they went into China, and then when they surrendered in the war, so they had to retreat, and then the Saudi, it had no security, no administration, so as part of the war, the USSR, the alliance, so they divided the Korean peninsula into north and south. So the north one will have Soviet influence, and the south one will have American influence until they are stable. A few years and after a while they were like, okay, now you guys reunite the communism capitalism then they went to the whole Korean war. So basically the history of Korea is that they have never been peaceful. I think that's why I can agree on that, but not in terms of the content that I consume, but it's more with the people that I interacted with.
Yeah, me also with interaction as well, yes, yeah.
Now, like the first people that I worked with are Japanese people. The first people I worked with, there's also some Vietnamese people. So my perception of them is like, so I think it all depends on the kind of people you meet, and like how bad like the Indians are getting Indian rep.
Yeah, India has not worked good on their soft power there. So so in political science, you do sort of anthropology. You look like an anthropologist.
Environmental science.
Environmental science. So I didn't study political science. My friends, when I was in Japan, studied and then told me little things about soft power. So all you political science kids, you're gonna love this, okay? So soft power is the Mishiga. So we have hard power and soft power. So hard power is like obviously military, kamchi missile, kamchi mami,
yes,
kamchi turu kamchi. Oh, yeah. But soft power is even more stronger because it's influence. You can control minds in body. So soft power is like when you think about Bhutan, what is the first three things come to your mind? Fast. Bhutan, not the fast.
Nature.
Okay, go, fast. Go.
GNH.
Okay, go.
The mountain.
See. Instantly, when you think about Bhutan, clean energy, environment, happy, this is soft power. When you think about one thing, immediately you think about something else. There are those characteristics. Now, when you think about India, what comes to your head? Come fast.
Pollution, population.
Okay, not that bad. Okay. So like, but when you think about Korea,
Indian history.
So like also like Korea love the K-drama, K-pop, sarang hai, Japan, kawaii, food and all. So they've really worked hard to maintain this thing, this image. America, they've done half good. When you think about America, you think land of the free, freedom. You can go there, make money, but you always think about gun violence. A lot of what we call everyone dies. Everyone is greedy. So it's half and half. So,
but now the Trump,
and Trump is even making it worse. No, it's making it worse.
So Korea is of a type K-drama.
On there. They spend billions for that image. So that is what we think, but that's not also what we are also all the time. But like when you think of Bhutan, happiest country in the world. Yeah, we're happy to a certain extent, but we're not the happiest in the country in the world. Sorry to break the bubble of people who are watching. Okay, we're not the happiest. Okay, we're happy to a certain extent. So like India has done a shitty job. When you think about India, we can think actually good things last year, the land of spices, so many cultures, so many beautiful people. They're known for their hair, their Ayurvedic system, coming up with the currencies. They've invented sports like, chess, hockey, badminton. They came up with the number 0. So many things you can think, but that's not what we think about. But we think about India as in we think it's dirty. We think it's slow, whether it be pollution and noise or sound, or it's a noise and sound the same, air or smelling low, and when you eat food you get sick low. See, these are the things we think usually when you think of India. So they've not done a good job in that aspect, and because of that, their people, when they go outside the country, they will suffer by it. And even when people come to the country and they visit, they will have a judgment by it. So that's why Bhutanese people more. Right now, our image is good manner. So when we go, let's say, to US or Canada, like Phuntsho, and they, let's say, where are you from? Bhutan. Now, if they don't know what Bhutan is, they'll Google and they say, oh, beautiful country. Look at the mountains. You're happy. And even if they don't know, oh, yeah, we know your country, the happiest country in the world. See, now already it's a positive energy as soon as I meet you. And with that, you can influence so many things in Bhutan.
But then, and the caveat to an interesting note, the anime. So this is something I think I had to unlearn in this. Like, all the chilips that come to Bhutan are like the ones who already know about Bhutan and are really an outgoing, more they have like, they want to integrate and like want to talk about the spiritualism in Bhutan.
Yeah.
And they appreciate and they like that. But then when you come abroad, nobody knows about Bhutan, and then like how like not chilip. Oh, Bhutan's the same guy with the but whenever I tell people like I'm from Bhutan, but the same reaction with him, I think that is like a really like stark contrast almost. And I think I had to really readjust that.
Oh, because you
interaction,
all the chilips you met in Bhutan were the people who are interested in Bhutan. But now that
already
you're in the chilip land, there'll be so many
nobody
people
cares about. Yeah,
nobody cares.
Yeah,
but then,
so that's like a really interesting. I think a lot of people actually like a lot Bhutanese that I met and we had to like really readjust that a bit.
But then that's also your sense of entitlement there.
It's a sense of
entitlement. Why would they know? They were literally stuck in a blip of the universe, but in blip of the earth. They will probably not know it, and it's your job to whether you want to or not, to try to educate them a little bit, if they're willing to learn. When I went to college, I didn't really have a good opinion or image of South America and Africa. And I met so many people, learned about their culture, learned about their aspects of how they think and how they learn. And then only you learn about it. Otherwise, that person who I met from Botswana would be like, hey, this guy, how does he not know about Botswana? But I also learned through that perspective. So I think you have to keep an open mind and willing to learn. And even when there's someone who's not willing to learn, you keep an open mind that he doesn't need to know. And I think the sense a little bit is not but a little bit of sense of entitlement. That's so much. All right, now let's move on. What else you want to add on or talk about?
Like abroad now, like
almost 2 years strong this year July now.
Canada. Bhutan.
I used to like travel. I went to Nepal one time. Then Bhutan, Thailand, the first time I ever went abroad was football to Iran.
Oh, national player na.
Hema under 13 under 13 football national, like I represented Bhutan in this like football festival. On a story get a
Okay, sure.
Okay, so I was like almost 12 years old, and then the flight was quite long, and then first we had to stay in India, and then our flight was at 12 a.m. The flight na Z, Iran flight na Z, then they were like offering us food. Then because past them the conch shell one. And after a while I started feeling sick, and I started puking in the
bag.
Puke bag, baby. And my is puke baby. But then by that time I had finished my puke bags. So we were walking, but we were walking in the airport terminal. Tracksuit jacket, the ones you wear when you go to represent your country.
Oh, dry goods.
Then jacket which way then?
Then I had to change my clothes, and then I was wearing something else, and then Shilul abde jab khale ma midisigi. Shilul this Inola pa jab khale ma. Oh my God! Nam to lambe.
What made you sick there?
That pasta te. Taste. Now I can't eat. I don't know that maybe the spices in it. It was, I don't know, a very bad experience.
African food first time I experienced it. Like when I was in college, Charo Nigeria was there, and he was like, you know, you want to eat some of this food? He was a big guy, man. He was not as tall as me, but up there, 6 feet tall, buff pe. To rice, amchi bomb rice, chicken, whole chicken soup is those almost. And I didn't know at that time, but now I realize it's called jollof rice. Very
jollof.
Ko yi zo de me, zo chingal ji, ezelo tomato asijan jime shamde chicken shamde taste mi. Jime dep chimo. All right. And we're back. Where was I? What were we talking?
Jollof. You're talking about jollof.
Oh yeah, so jollof rice. I went to the mall, and then that's when happened. Then I was about to lose the battle there. That time I knew how to control perseverance. I thought the public now. I don't know how. Let it go. Didn't even need to breathe in. All came out. But I get what you're saying about the color chuganism. It kind of reminded me of that. Like eating something for the first time, exotic chi, and then that happening. But then, yeah, let's move past the pooping and throwing up stories.
Yeah, I think you should. Now let's do the PSY-POD rituals.
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, what's your favorite letterbox four movies? My favorite movies of all time.
All time, the first obvious lente, Forrest Gump.
Okay, yeah.
Chilling pagina first. Chilling pa chilab game ay.
So first talk about the chilling movies.
Oh, okay. First, obviously Forrest Gump. And then Baby Driver.
Okay, Edgar Wright.
Oh, Baby Driver, especially the soundtracks, no?
Yeah, and if you can wear moving earphones, sometimes it's only left me. Right.
And then Jojo Rabbit.
Okay. Again, I think that's Edgar Wright. No, that's Taika. Okay, then.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, Taika.
And oh my God, last one did
Titanic.
Titanic. Me lagi ani listening antay look tigas mo. Matilda. Recently old movie Matilda lami.
Did you watch it because you talked about it on the podcast? Or?
You guys talked about it too, right?
Yeah,
no, because I already watched it, Hema. I just wanted to show my Arogaro a new movie.
Yeah,
it's on Disney, no? So
it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie.
I think I like movies about.
It's about a girl who has superpowers and she has shitty parents, and then she goes to a school where the teachers are very khatara dangerous, but she has one nice lebe which helps her in life, and she loves to read. But more power, she can move things with the mind. And it's
I like her.
I don't know how to say it. Anytime you're watching by yourself, watching with your family, watching with your girlfriend.
Feel good movie. Yeah.
You'll feel good. Okay, then do movie lab near
Do movie number one, Mutchishing.
Okay. Perfect.
Mutchishing. Perfect girl. And obviously girls karagi na. So
like tayo matas
I just watched TikToks level.
I was abroad when the movie came out, so I never got the theater release, and I never got the link in the thumb drive.
Okay. I can like dialogue this with the time not something like
two
on this stuff there, but then again I think the story is just being written. I don't think any time in this. But anyways, yeah, okay.
And then
there's
this interesting movie Game Dojigi, Dashu Game Doji Love Government Game Dojigi Zevilam.
Oh, Zevilam, yeah.
Zevilam, he's a taxi driver And then he ends up in a village, and then the village.
And the Chuki story is only modern civil zone.
Taxi na jo lamze.
He's a taxi driver. So he's a taxi driver, and he ends up in a village, and then in village ke bumchi da laugh and then she has this Z. Ati mo long da apode long ba nga kuchiga joni se mo kibang de tempu kiba de she has this Z and then Z zong be kuchup jong ma de. Tele ko zewilam na jong de.
He will leave the good wife and go Bumso sofa like obviously anytime na the town ki boom disu there. Shemen asum chi.
So he becomes a fuck boy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what else then?
Can't say with them what more.
Oh, the like of course like asum the zevi lamte.
Okay.
Zevi lam the jongme lamte.
All right. Okay.
Which I think modern people will feel as a flex. That is zevi lam memad ante. Tiri we can flex bungme no. Ko ani bungme.
Flex.
Kamu beochi the zevi lamte.
Doesn't me flexing lam.
Yeah, that is gari no. Then you know like Reese models asumi.
Yeah, but that's like such the staple of thing there. The zevi lam there is the ladies and the cars.
They time zevi lam raimu.
Zevi lam ra home na de.
Ram mendi misoim.
Oh no, if you go in this road, zevi lam raimu. These are all temporary there. You find something which is more pure. You can find that you can boom with the Z actually. That's why do you need anything more? Boom jarin with the Z.
Yeah.
I need
life and so much like you can buy cars, you can buy a house, you can buy land. You can never get a chance baby gun, you can never like I need to chat this anime. Like Koja, you can never cheat. I need this Zevilam. I know Zevilam's Misoi sanity. Like I don't know.
People are I think it's consumerism. We're moving past a lot of things. Let's talk about your final movie.
Final movie, it's gonna be animated a bit very hipster. Chantega Kensu Rinpoche his experimental movie called Etometo.
Oh no, never.
I
thought you were talking about that Kali Mag movie version.
Oh, the looking for the lady with mustache and fang.
Oh, the lady with mustache.
I need Nepal na based but then the Etometo I think he wanted to just like try out filmmaking. So it's in Eastern interesting it's in
How did it come out? How did you watch?
Beskop Sechuna.
What's it called?
Etometo.
Okay, so sorry, what's it about?
It's about boy who is sick, and his whole interaction with the world is through his window.
Oh.
Through his window, I think the whole movie is in Shashop.
And last now he'll say Anzum but the guy is lying, he's blind.
No. It's like it's like then long death is chika long what death chika do ngai di thoi ma thong an long what de up chi thong and de tim so me up chi up bom belong se apa mountain ki jap ka chi ga mo long but apa jap mountain ki jap ka daru and village chi la ai nga jogon noi long what it's all about ani chimo very Kafka-esque and then bum chi thong meto so me bum chi mo gi love eto meto long but so ngale meto chi na long but de tu na ba gi me love na meto ba bom da. Why am I spoiling it? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm happy. How can I be able to watch it?
So
camera come on, man. No. Okay.
So yeah. So etometo tomi boom dong what is mogi na ba hongi me chek tin etometo la betele. Next time mo etometo ba by that time ko anality anjo passed him away because he's already sick now. So yeah, it's a really interesting movie with really raw, genuine
English
Shashub.
This sounds like a John Green novel,
Typical over experimental immersion Rinpoche. I think he was just experimenting before he made the Travelers and Magician.
Yeah, dig him
Where
the best of issues got Travelers is Magician. It's a very old movie.
No, Beskop Sechu it was like a special screening, the 2020 2021, 2022 긴 time.
They showed that movie of Rinpoche, which he made long before. Yeah.
Just I think like
Saiki Taibu last year.
Taiwan.
It's on YouTube.
And it's top 5 the Masim.
It's about time.
About time, man.
No. I think, but like I liked it because it was funny, no?
Loves the
kind of him.
Buddhist movie love the Datogi present time. I think like the resources maybe na yachin mapale interest maybe na movies are not doing good, but songs are doing good.
I'll tell you why the movies are not doing good, and it pisses off a lot of people. But it's just because we're not putting enough effort. The stories are not good enough. Maybe the actors' performances are good, maybe the marketing is good, but in essence, we're tired of listening to the story of but we cannot be together. Yeah, last night fighting Chichap, and we're back together and we love each other again. Or whether it be Yikagi Apchi and Yikagi Amchi, whatever reason they cannot be together. We're tired of these stories.
See the animes, I think the Amchi time I think we should have access to watch movies so that's the phone na beru. Like the Buddhist movie tani love the theater guy in theater na.
Do we have Samu and right now it's because they're going through must be some stuff, no.
But I shout out to musician artists too. Hema Bewachin like I think 2010 even 11
and anniversary, I think in around that time, early 2000s to mid 2010s, the film industry was thriving. Music industry was not really that good. It was emerging. Now the music industry is thriving and the film industry is going a little down. And it's all because access to making it. You can make a song in a day. You can make a music video in a week. You cannot make a movie in that time. It's very easy to make a song. It's very easy to make a song viral with TikTok. So if I think people want to become more like content video movie, I think people have to make it with their phones and then post it online. And I think then it will rise. But then movies, fashion genre, it's like when we think about watching a movie, I think 90% of Bhutanese will think about going on Netflix or YouTube to watch a movie. And I think 10% and will think about going to theater, maybe 10% will think. While as Hemadi movie tani slouchin, do movie tani then maple chicken over. Now we can watch it on YouTube also. Do movie YouTube now. Do movie. So the options are much easier to incentivize to make you sit home. So why would you want to go out? You have to make something very popular to make people go out. One study example I'll give you is Taba Hoka. Taba Hoka came out in the time where everyone was stuck at home and wanted to come out because COVID day. And that movie was a horror movie, which was not very a popular genre in Bhutan. And when people went to watch Taba Hoka, they would make this challenge that it was scary. Could you handle it? So it made a spectacle like, where Taba Hoka is a movie today, made movie. Ava Joe, can you handle it? And when people went to watch the movie more, like at least in my opinion, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was. It was okay. It wasn't really spectacular for me, but it created that buzz that I wanted to go and check it out, brother. And that's what marketing and commercial movie is, brother. So that's why they were a success in that way. And Ampenjo is the same way right now. Ampenjo was a story about a social story where people knew this legendary character called Ampenjo, and then this song which was popular called Ampenjo. So everyone was like, "Where Azumchi movie you do?" Doji performance, Deshim Khatra do. Well, curious to go at this to check it out, man. And that's what the marketing did well, but what we're all feeling in Bhutan is, like if you see the National Film Awards this year more, the song Ma'am Dishnodagi Awards, she almost swooped everything. And in terms of marketing more, nobody knows that movie. Okay, I think maybe like if you ask, do you know the movie?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know more. Look, let's say
I know.
Okay. But then, like, I don't think most people know about that movie, and most people would consider, like, say, Shinde or what's the word? Ampenjo as a more popular. But critically, I think either song was better because they won all the awards. So in Ngachigi, I think Bhutanese were good into polish and marketing to make people come to the movie. And I think some few individuals can do it. But when you come and sit down more, are they on par or better than people like Dishan Rodo who make actually contemporarily artistic and good movies? Right now, I think, in my humble opinion, Mindu. And when we find that match, then people will want to come to the movies. But right now, Ani Mindu was it?
Dishan Rodo Ganitega, how do you give her among the dogs?
I've heard so much good things, but Matas, I could not find
I think also the kind of movie that she makes is also different from the market image, because I went to watch it and then I blame it. Honey Giver among the dogs, chicks says that look, I like reiterated again and again, and Nyapa influencer, he went to watch it. we went to watch it on the same day, but we were sitting separately, and then movie Tauji which have that Nyapa again was which one movie dilo. So he couldn't get it.
Yeah. So anime, like in Bhutan, my humble opinion, because I'm also a filmmaker, and there are two types of filmmakers. There are artistic filmmakers and then the commercial filmmakers. The commercial filmmakers will do the Jilimili, club na dance scene, chicka fight scene, love story movies. Okay, and they'll do it because it sells. Yeah, it sells. And the artistic movies will make stories about Ikagi dilemma or some mental issue or social challenge. Okay, and they'll spend a lot of money and they'll take a lot of time and they'll do it to fit their pursuit. And usually people who do that have money or are really good with PR and find money from outside to source their movies because Nagi budget na chumito. Whereas Nagi local commercial makers, they'll find a tight budget and they'll do it. They'll make that movie. They'll make it. But there's the two sides of the coin. No, the commercial movies are easy to produce. People love it. But in terms of quality standards, it's not as on par with the artistic movies. But artistic movies will take a lot of time to make. You need a lot more money, and it'll only feed yourself. It'll only feed your ego, and you're okay. I did it, and I like it, because not many people are gonna like it more. Only a few amount of people. So I'm trying to find the balance in that both. As a filmmaker, I want to make something which is technically sound, maybe a little artistic also, but also commercial appeal. So I'm trying to find. So I call this the middle path filmmaking. I need to find middle path filmmaking. Middle path.
Of course,
I think it's all about having a break even. It's having that one break even, because example, like really good director like Wes Anderson or Quentin Tarantino, this Lasokpa. Right?
Yeah, but they're outstanding filmmakers there. If you watch, like Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs, which are their first movies, or maybe Wes Anderson, the Royal Tenenbaums, you can tell these people are special talented. So they're like out of the box talented. But if you want to think about something else, I'll give you a good example is like maybe you can think about this year Oscar winner Anora. Anora is an independent movie. Anora was made for $10 million, which is like in America very low budget. They made a team of 40 people, very small, but this guy has been working in industries, hard work based. Finally, the people were ready to enjoy that movie. So it was a mix of everything, and that movie became a commercial success, a critical success, because only of the time and the effort he took. And he was a normal guy. The movie is nothing really special. Performances are great. But movie, I'm special to me compared to like Tarantino's and the Wes Andersons. But I think it's just a matter of whether the people are ready, whether the timing is right. It needs to happen. So maybe when I make the movie, I don't know whether I'll be fitting into one category or the flop category, but then I'll try my best.
With the hype Australia team
sure.
You'll recover that.
No, I don't know. That's all pure speculation.
And ask nothing go at the let's make a
when I would make a movie, I should look at people who say like, like you artists for you. It's not for other people. You be selfish, and if people more enjoy it or not, it's up to them more. And I used to be like that. Then I changed my mind by watching RRR. Because when you watch that movie, Indian movies and digital South Indian movie because they're extra masala. But when I watched RRR, I was like, King, this movie is amazing. Come on, man. Go chips out to the wall, the punch to the wall. It's so crazy.
And you guys
Bridge loves him. Fire, water, my God. You know. So Indian, when they have movies like that, spectacle, people go more because it's an event. They go with their drums,
dance,
they go with they sing the character and so then it's a different, you know, how can you be stuck in a box thing? Films are supposed to enjoy it one way when in India they're completely different culture and then you're like, damn, you know, films for me now what I've changed is now films not for me. It is for me a little bit, but it's mostly for people. It's for people. So you have to make something for the people and what they enjoy. Entertain. You know, they might have some shitty day at work or some wife who nags every day or some kid who's spoiled brat. No, they just want to go to the theater, forget about that, get entertained, and then go back to like that. Just intro. The last so now I want to make an RR type of movie too, man. I want to get a guy more doma chitin, somersault then cut the two, go get a because you watch it, you be like, what the fuck? Yes, man. Fuck yeah, I want to watch that movie, man. I want to watch that movie. I want to watch that movie. Okay, I want to watch that movie. Okay, see, you're already excited. Okay, guys, don't you want to watch that movie? I want to watch that movie too. So that's what I've changed. Now I want to be, I want to give that to the people because when I watch RRR, that motherfucker director, he gave that to me, and I was hyped, and I want to give that to the people too. Watch RRR. Okay, watch with your RRR. Okay, if you hate it more, then come back to me. It's
about fire and water remove.
I'm not going blind. If anyone has never watched RRR, just go in blind. Okay, it's Bahubali on steroids. Okay.
Is it like KGF?
KGF.
I think the last South Indian thing, KGF.
There was a dance, but I think international recognized and top the contest like.
And you didn't be okay. Is it okay? But then the feeling that you're sharing with me right now, they're talking about describing. I felt that feeling when I went to watch and Deadpool the Wolverine.
Marvel
I watched Captain America in IMAX. It was okay, but
the Great New World,
but very good. Brave New World.
Brave New World. I met Anthony Mackie.
How?
So I like had a job at this place called Distillery District. It's in Toronto, like a touristy place, and then they have like loads of restaurants, and I worked in one of the small restaurants, and Anthony Mackie came 2 times to that. So first time that he came as first time that he came as Anthony Mackie, bodyguard, he had his friends, he had his women and everyone, like he was like so loud, like and then company policy, we can't take pictures there. Next time he was like a bit more shady, like that too. Low key. I went to serve his food, and then food service, what do you need anything else? Like, can I get you ketchup?
Cap?
Do you need anything else like ketchup or anything else? It's fine. Okay, like any taste that. And then because we can't treat them special because they're like a celebrity. That's in the contract in bit.
Wow.
And then especially you just think of them as celebrity, but then for like the people with like black people, they think of him as an icon. He's basically now the new Captain America. He's the face of. So I think so. They were like they constant. That's he's the most famous person I met.
You met other famous people or what?
Other famous people, yeah. Achupao.
No.
Okay, that's all.
Chile famous.
Chile famous? No, that's the only one I met, I think. Yeah. He's the only one.
Most famous person you met.
In Bhutan?
The Bhutan, the guy, like
Chika.
Chika, Miga.
You are the
Kachi.
Of course, Chichu, yeah.
No, Chichu.
Chiniti macho.
The guy,
just Iga Lalo Jenning, I think. But Chika, the Gachi, my life. I think 그치로 Will Smith.
China.
Umdaru, I was in
Nice.
내가 차로기 저기다 비지. 내가 안좀 블록 접 잡이 같이 돈인데 탑기야 좀 미치도 이놈에는 맛있대. 임베라요 따비 주이로.
Interesting.
Right.
What about you?
He loved the jury, such.
Right, guy much here. Not even in the same hemisphere.
Not even Indian actress.
Nobody even close. Only person little bit Belgian. Him or Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher came to Bhutan. That time I met them. The travel agency Jinda was my ice friend. They went for dinner.
No, but then you guys met Ed Sheeran. Not everyone in Bhutan met Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. But we didn't meet him. We attended his concert.
Still
that was like global and popular knowledge.
I tips on I think we're too loud.
It's almost 11:44.
We're back. Okay.
So yeah,
let's move past the celebrity and the movies. What is your favorite lace packet?
Guess.
Red.
Red or blue?
Generic.
Blue?
Green.
Because I think let's say the end of spice guy, so I think that's why. But then my favorite chips, the uncle chips, the green one.
But it tastes like
Aloo bhujia.
Green laser tastes from the mimibo.
Me aloo bhujia zumi.
Oh.
Try it.
I have apple chips. Okay.
Chidi and Imo, you are yellow, and Ragnar is yellow and green. Ragnar is
yellow and orange.
And Ragnar is blue, right?
Blue? I think red. More spicy.
No, red is sweet.
Sweet,
tomato flavor.
It's the blue image.
Blue range. Yeah, was a blue flavor guy.
And Zega, red, blue lace crumple be, Maggie crumple be.
Oh, that's the best party.
Ngagi the name song. Ngagi. I think blue lace or red lace, I'll crush. YY crush. Yeah. But most of the time, I think it was potato chips regular, easy. And
the worst combo the anime YY the green lace.
Ooh, who did that?
Try it. Try it YY and green lace. It's the worst.
What's your favorite cup, Ani? What's your favorite noodle?
Like favorite noodle to eat raw or to eat?
Eat general, whatever way you want to eat.
I think
you can only eat one noodle.
Bulldog. The black one. The black one. The times one.
Yeah, times one. That's your favorite noodle there.
Favorite as in Kahemina. Like sometimes crave blue chan zatami.
Okay, what about you?
I think I'll go with same.
Ngagi, obviously I do like bulldog. Yellow flavor is my favorite, but Ngagi, I'll always pick Coca.
다 Coca with
pregnant junglo
Yes.
아니 Coca pregnant how it started, the whole rumor.
No,
so it started. So it started in UA. The whole rumor started from UA. So what happened was a UA guy called Coca. Boom, pregnant was
Oh.
So Coca get pregnant zone, and then it became translated into
that.
So in the Bhutan, Coca pregnant zone.
The guy long the way chica yes. Oh, Gatoni.
Someone told me that like Coca
please confirm in the comments if it is
true.
Coca, I have a funny story. Hema like anthem like a principal depta. I assume she didn't but I assume mean the mating that because she's married and always anytime the army chigatra molu, but I been trying to and I was Danny Tegachilo. Bana woman a messenger fast win. The cookie and the build the Molukoka Jima Chamji Mochung, but
sticker code.
Oh, I knew the cook columns out of Chantam. They were the cook expensive, David. And Like
It's still expensive now.
among all the noodles,
Yeah.
Coca was like
A little bit higher.
Daddy Coca was that to high and you mean
Shin
Samyang.
Ramyun, the Samyangs and all.
Shin Ramyun.
Yeah, very good. Shin Ramyun stir fry is very nice also. You should try. And if you like the regular one, try making it with a little bit of milk. It gets creamy.
Okay.
I watching Coca job replace you
With what? Samyang?
with upcoming and noodles.
No, for me it'll never change. Coca still my number one. Because
Yeah.
versatile, you can eat it with soup, you can make it cheesy, shakamezi tutup, you can make it fried.
You can eat it raw.
Eat it raw.
Actually, Bhutan
Whereas why no, I've never seen anyone cook why eat. It's a madman. No one cooks why eat.
Oh, why raw bread?
Who cooks why eat?
Raw and Emma say raw pizza be.
Chatpati mo. Best for chatpati.
Chatpati.
Khana khaji thende.
How is my chatpati auntie doing? Why?
Oh, she's doing good way. Legend more. Someone told me you should call her for the podcast.
Katigi.
Oh,
You know, me na chatpati.
Team capital.
auntie. No, and class 12 so the movies intern be what you
know.
Just kidding.
Just to learn.
No, I'm just kidding. Like I used to hang out at the boogie stall na day. You know, people used to come and then buy coffee. Coffee, no coffee machine even. You don't coffee cup in the button in the I'll make coffee for her, but well, she's busy making her chatpatis.
Chatpati panish coffee.
Yeah,
that's the staple. Everyone knows local legend, Modi.
Yeah, I think she is. I think
Actually, local Ganya Shimbime, Shimtak.
I never tried.
Shimtak is good.
I think Shimtak quite similar to YY, but then more spicy. More spicier. Yeah.
I never tried, so I cannot judge.
Tele East na ani Shashwi ikaganchi East na ni bate Kangjila chips.
What's that?
Yeah,
Kangjila chips. I think they have like a local chips manufacturing company in the East called, and then Kongi chips ki branding Kangjila chips.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think you should go to the East seat. Konglung le mojobe.
I
want to try to. I've never been to East, but I don't know what I'll do in the East because you've been here. Unless
Phuntsho, you're Chekong the year.
Perhaps college graduate.
Ajiga.
Konglung City Tux.
Anna Jiga, Gachila. Tragum Jiga Tragum.
Yalla.
Dating place.
Yalla. Dating place mimic. It's like Konglung Nagi and chant to me with the city. You have to appreciate it. Unlike Gidu or CST and 2-kilometer radius na chami tobate. So you have to go aran yuni mo tin ika ichimnal mo go nok baby anti arachamo sigote. Beer so and then if you want to buy beer, if you want to be a bit fancy and buy beer and the hiked price there. And the go-to is Rockby.
Oh.
So if you never get a chance to drink, and these are things there. These are delicacies. If when there's no, if you're in a desert more, even a single drop of water is precious there.
Like
I graduated 2019.
There are new recently chimchina music play araji tung dele gazlo gezagi phone lepa jongdo azumchi do story
yalla
place they hang out that to the asre cafe asre do that to the
Konglung so big that you have like two markets, upper market, the lower market.
Konglung the chidi ganimi
no
the anime se chesugi time na alu last day no that is the student list because some money course 10
programs.
Yeah.
I think they took out my program too, and environmental science.
Okay, let's move on a little bit to a different topic.
Okay, sorry.
So Phuntsho Chepa Canada na gadevi hichi. Okay, other than the obvious.
Okay, so reason is I really wanted to study it, and then looking around all my friends, like my really close friends that I work with and hang out with, like Tandin Pubs, and during that time, even my friend Lungten, they were all going abroad, but everyone was leaving. Then I felt like I also wanted to do FOMO, plus I also wanted to do a lot of things into communication. On the environmental science degree, then I was like, okay, let's go try it. And then I ended up in this program. And then all my programs are like really interesting in a way. The first program that I studied was taught at a museum. At the Royal Ontario Museum, Toronto City.
Right now you're studying what, but specifically?
But right now I'm studying Masters in Science Communication.
Okay. And with that, you get different programs like what you just said there.
No, the first program I studied was Canada. The master's study, you have to have like a 4-year degree first. So I went to shut up and then I couldn't get into any master's program, and then I could only get into colleges, and that college offered that program at the museum. And then the program was environmental visual communications.
So you finished a degree also over there in Canada?
I finished a diploma, postgraduate diploma.
So diploma will allow you to go to a master's program.
So the interesting thing was any program pathway this master's program and then I could like take part-time, but then since I'm an international student, visa problem full-time the 1 year almost I'll probably graduate in October. And the interesting thing about this program is it's taught at a science center. Some classes are taught at a science center.
Oh, nice. So what did you learn so far?
Communicating like things that we talked about, how doing a soft power. Like it's all in communication and rhetorics, like what we want people to focus on, how we frame it, how when we frame things, like under we frame with certain things that we don't put in the frame is omitted, and like it's quite.
I learned all that by learning magic, because magic is all about misdirection. Like I take this and it's all that misdirection. Okay, anyways, then the graduate based you want to stay there for a bit or you want to come back? What's the plans?
I think I have to get some sort of work experience here, because the zero I have to like at least make back the money, recover the money I spent, and then make sure that, and also because now I have a partner here, so it's more feasible to just be here for a while.
How long do you see yourself living there, and do you see yourself coming back?
I see myself coming back, but because always like thoughts of death is always around me. So when I think about dying, I don't see myself dying here.
Okay.
So always have to come back.
When do you see that, in the near future or the distant future, coming back?
Near future.
But do you think you're going to be here for a hot minute and then come back eventually later on?
Later on, because we didn't talk about it throughout the podcast, but then my experience in Bhutan and the diversity, but I traveled all around the country. Like I've been to
Humans of Thimphu,
I was in Humans of Thimphu, and I was also part of this camp called Camp Rough. So
Camp Rough. When did you used to do that?
Sorry.
He went for he attended those camps, so I'm not sure whether you recognize him.
Okay.
Anyways, so in Bhutan,
so I also worked for Tarayana.
Okay.
So I've been around. I've been to, you know of this place called Ruka?
Huh?
Ruka, like somewhere there's like an indigenous place in Wangdi, Ruka, Doroka Dishidong. Samti Doroka. I've been to Merak Sakteng. I've been to Lingji. So I've seen the country. So you can't leave it like that. We discussed like while we were working for Humans of Thimphu, all of them are still like processing their foreign process big on a day, but they were also like always talking about like we have to always like make sure we have to make their life better. And every day,
okay. But then I didn't get your point of view saying that you don't get back to the thing.
Because it builds it's building credibility. Like if you try to make it big here, then you can give back like a sense of credibility.
if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. Are you quoting
and also,
what are you doing, man?
No, I don't. No, I mean, there plus nagi chili bi ngas the Bhutan na beochinde corruptions la me, but chili bi khana networking la me na social capital. so like
but don't you find that also kind of contradictory saying that ngamo ngana gekha kole chara lash bini but gara chika juni ki same do the chikara dini ki same do lok jo one ki same do. Well, don't you find that is kind of contradictory to what you just said?
But then isn't it like, how can I help others if I'm not even helping myself first? First you have to be in a position to be able to help others with what they.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You have to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put on others. Don't you feel that oxygen, you've already absorbed enough oxygen by now?
No.
No, yeah. Okay. So you still want more oxygen while over here people are losing oxygen.
No. But then also, I don't know how to put it, but then this opportunity is like taken probably from someone else demo, like Rugi Gokapiangagi Choba, but so I have to make sure to make the best use of it. Like if it wasn't me, someone else would have been sitting here in this place talking to you. So I think that's what I feel is like, I can't feel, I have to like make it some better vibe and motivation.
Okay, another question I'll ask you, or you and Ragnar also.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to leave a lasting legacy before you die? And are you trying to do that in your own career or life pursuits, that you want to leave a legacy?
I think to a certain extent, like more as to like legacy member, more as to how do you want to be remembered, especially in terms of your like close friends, families, and your loved ones, like how they saw you live your life. And Magidi, I really want to be remembered for like being kind, fun, and just being crazy, like doing a lot of random side quests.
Okay. What about you, Ragnar? Legacy?
Legacy doesn't
matter. Do you want to leave a legacy? Is it in the back of your head? The life no more hasn't baby more. Shiniremda, at least where Hanzum Chibe, me will remember me for all the things that I've done and made whatever results. Hanzum same, or do you not have that?
Yeah, sometimes. Like Gachilo, when you're like alone, like Kuilab to Zumba, like no something like recent experience in the Jumula Joda. Of course, like Ana Jodalu, there was like one school, Snow Leopard Labe, and that wasn't government schools. There was like private Anzum Gachilo NGO school. Tele already so like 1-2 hours lamju Azum Bume. So Azum time I feel like I can legacy like Gachichi Zo influence Besubga. Also, but then like back of the mind now, Azum Chibiwajidaro, government Katu Gachimi Vega. Azum Chida Ome. But I always want Azum the Umo to make impact. Impact someone. Even like Gasa Gimi doing Equally. Leshum Lab Chunga Shuda. Hemani Bushi Demi Azum. Even like Chigede. Or like they even Kogi and even like Nachi the Mapale social na outside. Ani Busti Ema Geras Chideme. Omen Azumchi Omno. But shoot the Gazuminga Mashi Devda. Shibe, if there is like Nachiki, that's watching, I might come and watch you guys catch Shibe Gachi. Gachi no Mangakole. Che, same goes to
no, before I always think about it, I always wanted to leave a legacy. What listening to Mike Tyson the boxing fight in before he fights Jake Paul. Hey Mike, you think you fighting at this age, at this time, if you win, what does it do to your legacy? He says, fuck the legacy, fuck your legacy, whatever you think you want. Legacy is ego, it's all attachment to ego, what people think, what I did, people think what I am. I don't give a shit. I just care about my family, and when I'm done, it's okay. So kind of changed my mind. And I think he did it for money.
Same thing, man.
No, I think he did it for money. The legacy, he did nothing for his legacy. He did nothing for his legacy. He did nothing. So I'm like trying to find the middle ground. But after Mike Tyson said that, I really admire Mike Tyson. So I was like, where? People think he's an idiot, but damn it, his mind, man, you cannot reach the point in life like him in order to be stupid. So I really appreciate Quick when you watch his podcast. Quick, he a lot of introspective things that man. So when he said that, I was like, wow, this guy known to be like one of the best boxers of all time, known to be the guy who can with no fear, who could intimidate a person just by looking at them. He doesn't care about the legacy. He doesn't care about all the fights he won, all the knockouts. So why can't you be like that also? It's no matter. I'm not saying I don't want to leave a legacy, but after Mike Tyson said that, I was like, wait, man, I took a little step back. I was like, why can't I think like that also? Maybe I'm also attached to the ego, like we went back. So
maybe the Chigilab the Zoom type legacy thing. I think those legacy is for great people.
Yeah.
Like small legacy, like local legacy.
Yeah.
I think
before I want to create a Khatra legacy, I want to make the best movie in the world. I want to win the Oscar. I want to show everyone like this is the best, not in the country, but in the Zamling mentality. I'm looking for one thing. Our fifth king legacy. Yeah.
That like Gilifu. I think that will be
his legacy.
Oh yeah. That was like kings like came out, man. I think that GMC would be something big and hoping.
Yeah, so that will make or break the legacy there.
Honestly.
So we got to.
I'm looking.
Only time will tell, but I think optimism will always help. And right now, like things like that will measure your legacy.
Some time now, be a part, make a legacy as well.
Yeah,
talk about.
We will be part of that legacy, no matter what. We were there doing podcasts during that time. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phuntsho, Chuki, Ragnar, how did you get a Korean girlfriend? So please teach us.
Why? What's the method?
No, just
love story.
Method same. Yo, just
how did the love story happen?
We had like a mutual friend, a Bhutanese mutual friend, and then they connected us, and then we just started talking, and then we started talking, and then I think
the mutual friend met in person or met online, or was it an
event? Met in person. I think they used
like some national day events.
No. They used to work together. They used to work together.
Looks this. Because like TikTok na Bumchigi Korea normal bustiso where are those guys?
Where's the opposite?
I think honestly, anyway, appearance thoughts. Do we this child man? Like in like mom thoughts and I do me this. I'm so Jamyang. Sorry.
Maybe. But obviously,
I don't know.
Only the few like ones who stand out. You can compare them to Korean looks when you think about it.
But then, like general anyway, average watch.
Beauty is subjective. So maybe what you
probably
maybe you already say that Korean date bendigi. The Buddhist
no.
Buddhist date bendigi.
No. I think it's a bit interesting in that way. And then so we met through a mutual friend and we started talking on Instagram. And then the first time we went on a date was at the museum.
Who asked?
Obviously, I think we started clicking, and then she was like, "What are you doing this Sunday?" Nothing. Nothing. You wanna go? You wanna go to the museum? Yes, museum.
Nice. Where did you think that? Oh, is this a friendly meeting or is it a date meeting? At the or was you like thinking in your head in the manner?
Obviously in the he gave my contact in that sense.
I thought you might have been introduced together as friends.
No. We like potential and it was date no journey better and we and then we met and then
what did you guys
everything is over? Movies first, honestly.
Oh, nice.
The first thing we talked about was Eternal Sunshine.
The Spotless. Okay.
Oh, and then About Time the movie recommendation my movie. What's your favorite movie About Time? Cute I think like regarding based on her taste, like that's a really cute person who values time.
That's also my litmus test. Looking at the girl movie taste and music taste also, but mainly movie taste. She's like, I love Interstellar. I love Lord of the Rings.
Tata bye bye.
That's my.
But movie interesting thing is that like how much the Lhazom na like and Chetri Rai. So
caste system.
there are many surname Rai of the Rai gar pinch before so same way Korean Kim Park the but but interesting thing is Son is like the only Son, and apparently her mom is a Son.
So that's a high Ria.
I remember the Son Hyungmin gi pincha pose atar to bit ga.
So she's somewhat same Ria as Hyunmin Son yeah.
Oh, Hyungmin Son.
Oh,
진짜. So after get a beyond uncle to uncle chige, but then they're not really that close.
Uncle anime oppa me oppa, not ajashi way oppa.
Uncle but pincha po uncle uncle pincha. Then I even like joke with her to that like the Korean meaning the Son Phuntsho in
Son Phuntsho.
last mogi 같이 do like Bhutan ko shebe or you hema machi
Mishebe just and Charo mutual friend Demona, so she knew about Bhutan just as a country, but then she really likes Ante Ema that's unless baby I want to eat chili cheese that is what Ema that's and
you know Ema that's has another connotation.
No that not
Korean boom gade pata bego sichi Instagram active dego be chat bebe tele Ema that's so
no, but then something like Laludiro so interesting.
Why chigi ani dilapchiga sarangi
that's corny eh?
First not lapchi afterward I had to confess to that first not lapchi afterward I confessed that I don't follow K-drama or K-pop and Bhutan any Korean opal of the you don't say it as a good way, no, we say it as a cringy up to the opal cringy means someone who's being
we say like someone who's trying to look Korean as oppa we say men as JJK Jabberjast Korean.
Oh, so I get lapchi so
oppa is
achuimo gachlamga
Actually, pas anya imna.
Ajashi's age uncle
uncle
boyfriend lu chilaungsa
남자 친구.
Oh, 남자 친구.
남자 친구. That's such a big word there. Arogaro, I don't like. Such a big word.
Arogaro, I love Arogaro. I love Arogaro and I love Nyendunim.
Wow, Nyendunim. I like Gotim.
Arogaro sounds like Anissa tangy.
Sounds tangy. I like Gotim. Gotim. Or Ngiyenamena.
Ngindro.
차로 참토토.
차로 참토.
나반에서가 차로 참토토.
차로 참토토. 암수 차로. 부시 차로. All right.
So that's how we met, and then we've been now for almost a year together. 1 year estimate, like February.
Nice man. You ako lawisi koya like ngaji zum similar movies to Gyelmo. The Arsenal supporter me.
Ngadi United team.
No, but ngaji like ngada ko compare belawi. Then ko now he's living the K-drama life no. So I'm saying more he got a good ending lawi. I didn't get the good ending. He got the good ending, man.
But curious question.
Did
you ever get Channy, did you ever get along, like, did you ever get a Japanese Arogaro?
No.
Why? Where?
Because when I lived in Japan, all I did was study Japanese and go work. And I only had time on the weekend to drink beer and sleep and do laundry. And I used to look forward to doing laundry and sleeping. So yes, I did that for 2 years straight. And
that time was single brother.
Japan Devdasi.
Japan Devdasi.
Yeah, I was a single man.
Interesting.
Obviously I met a few people when I went out, but just like I just met them and then nothing happened after that. But then that was
interesting. I mean, like most like interaction with Japanese people, they like vary with yours, but then do they the ones I met were like what to be personality. They're guide the Japanese to say, what about you? How was your interaction with them?
Well, my interactions were either teachers or work people. And teachers were very friendly and kind, but I feel like it was a little fake. You know. But let me show you, maybe my reading is wrong. And the workplace people were just cold and didn't care about you. And
interesting.
In between part-time jobs, I met a few nice people, Japanese who like chill, a little bit chiller than normal. But like I'm saying, the archetype, the stereotype of a Japanese person is they're a little fake. They are very disciplined, a little very cold, and work comes first, and everything else is secondary. So that's my opinion of them. But that doesn't necessarily mean bad. You can use that for good. Like, because I met so many disciplined people who are cold, I try to take traits of that and then apply that to career. Which will be cold cut and you'll be disciplined, but it really helps. And you cannot be like, Kimi or nice person when you're working. That's not me. When I work, maybe people already think I'm an asshole. But when I work, I'm the asshole. Like, I have this important quote I want to tell people. So when people meet me for the first time more, they think I'm an asshole more. But later on, when you get to know me more, I reconfirm their beliefs. I double down, motherfucker.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Anyways,
because I had a really different experience. Like maybe because it was in Canada. Konsude at sigasmo labe with the good socks with them with I pajo the algerobe and don't get us so you hang out. We used to go like drinking and then laluchik had football, let's say, and but I think gel
yeah, like it really depends on your experiences, personal experiences. But like the most Japanese I met was very like work eccentric.
Okay.
But then few Japanese I met in Bhutan, they're a little different. They want to come here for experience. That's the open-minded the world. So they're way laid back. Japanese I met in Bhutan. So I like people who are laid back, but also very like disciplined. And when I went to Japan, I didn't know the difference. Like Bhutan are too laid back. In Japan, too work eccentric. So I was like, Goldilocks, this bed is too hard. This bed is too soft. Couldn't find the nice bed, no.
Depends on environment.
Yeah.
That's it. Environment around you.
Yeah.
If you were surrounded by hot chicks or like good friends.
No, I did have friends and all, but then they were like weekend or sometimes I would meet them. But 90% of my time I would be dealing with work there. Because I went there to study and work and I prioritized that. And if I had given any time for freedom and to have fun more, then goals meet me. So I had to make a sacrifice. And with that sacrifice, I couldn't meet like chillabs in the environment. I had to adapt the environment. I couldn't change the environment. I'd adapt to the environment.
Got to do Japan? Got side? Sorry.
I went into Chiba. So the Chiba is right next to Tokyo. So it's right next.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Okay.
My experience in Japan is very different from any other people. So it's hard to explain in just a few sentences. It'll take me at least 3 hours to tell the whole story.
Is your Japanese? Is your Japanese still good?
If you don't speak Japanese, katara. If you speak Japanese, you'll be like,
Gachilo, Finchling, Timbu season, a chica wing. Ho, gacho drive conversation Ranis ko Japan le Bhutan he become same guy.
No, I'll tell you one thing. If I was in Japan, I think career-wise, whatever career I did know, I would have been in a better position. Money would have been good position, but mental health would have been in the rocks. Mental health would have been gone. Because I was never in peace when I was in Japan. And sometimes you need that in life. You need a little bit of disturbance in order for you to motivate yourself to get out of the situation. But if you never get out of that situation, then you're going to get into some shit, man. So Bhutan, at least that I'm not as hardworking or that disciplined. Same thing to do with it. And that was something which is underrated and not talked about enough about life. That clear mindedness. Obviously, money is important. Obviously, career prospects important. But I feel like people don't put enough importance on the clear state of mind. Like, Kimi, I'll make money right now. Stress, Kimi, Shumanga retire, I'll be clear mind. No, Kimi, I'll do this, but at least I'll get this position and then this job done, and then I'll have a clear mind. No one says, Kimi, I have a clear mind, I can do this later. It's always pushed down the bottom, and only later when people retire, we prioritize that. But by that time, My damage must have been already done. So I feel like care of mind is great.
Recovered, you're recovered patient.
I'm recovered, fully recovered. But I still need to not be complacent. I want to get, I want to use the things that I've learned from Japanese society. Like I said, the discipline, the work ethic. I need it because I used to be the laziest guy and I'm still lazy. And when I look in the mirror, I know I can do so much more, So I want to take the good habits.
That's a Phuntsho chill. I think that starting time, like you said, like you were also going through like, mental health, like how that was the Gazume state. Like
I think I still think about, I still get panic attacks there. Especially I just attribute this to being a Buddhist. We always think about mitakpang shini. So I also, it's because I'm lonely most of the time, alone abroad namo. So thoughts of dying like occur to you a lot. So and then to navigate through that, you just live a life. So
yeah.
True. The panic attack. The first na
then legally
No.
It really helps the anxiety.
Again, back to last time recently, again, TikTok somebody came and like,
don't say that word, it's dangerous. Self-exit, yeah.
Lhazom type
attempt,
hospital ke.
Live
Yeah, I think depression. Also,
is it for just
time it's a mostly youth diso bendigi. I love like that ngachi face nai. When was the time ngachi asum depressed majumi time like by the age like when you reach like class 11, 12, of course body giram mentally depressed and
I'll tell you why. I know why also.
Yeah, even like even like where the age haram and we're still depressed and I think like Mashi says depressed them, but it's the way like how you take it.
Yeah. And ultimately, like what I feel like it's like it's always the attachment to the self. When we're a kid, you don't have too much attachment to the self. We think, oh, my mom and my daddy, I'll eat goram, I'll watch movie, I'll play video games, I'll sleep. Not many attachments in life. Very little.
Escape the baby sumu.
But when we grow older, hormones kick in, I want her, she doesn't like me because I'm ugly, I'm sad, I want this, I want to win this, I want to get this marks because I want to look cool, I want to look good, but now I'm not, and I'm sad, and whoo! So I don't know what it comes to our head. And we get older and older, like right now, I'll tell you this, okay, kids and youngins and oldins, all we get old. Once you reach about 25, everybody's the same. I've met 50-year-old people who talk like 18-year-old kids. I've met, like 20-year-olds talk like the 80-year-old grandmothers. No, at certain point, maturity, intelligence, brain capacity increase measures. Just our body gets older. Now, with experience, are you wise? Are you ignorant? And so, more and more, what I find is that people who are dealing with a lot of mental issues is a lot of insecurity with oneself. Whether you're too attached or whether you're too hating on that self, whatever the image of yourself it is. Usually people describe depression as, that voice in your head when you're not feeling good, like, oh, you're not good enough, you're this or that. That is very loud, and it's overwhelmingly loud. Every day it comes, reminds you. And then now it's whether your relationship with yourself. Now, if you love yourself enough, you say, no, those things aren't true. I can tell you other things to counter that, which I say, which are good but bad. And if you let the dark voices win all the time, or most of the time, or one day you succumb, then the depression will win. Because I think both those voices exist in our head. No one is going crazy, guys. Both those voices exist in your head. There's one voice which says you're the shit, and one voice that says you are a piece of shit. Okay, so you need to always balance that both the voices. I think, and that's how you can move past it. It's like last time I watched a podcast with John Cena. And it really resonated with me. So after John Cena, we'll get that later. Okay.
Sorry.
So basically, John Cena, he has a lot of things figured out. And then like yin and yang logic, right? the white and the red, black and the white. It's good in the bad and the good. You need to have life balance like that over there. So it's like this low. Like sometimes when we're feeling low, like let's say you had a bad day because of X, Y, and Z reasons, and you feel bad about yourself. He has a token of Gyelmo, which is black and white. And
I think it's a watch, no?
Watch or something, yeah, something like that. I don't know. I think you listen to the same podcast. But anyways, he says he looks at it, and then when he's feeling low, he turns it and he says, "Hey, don't think too bad about yourself. Don't worry, you're this, you're kind, you're this good. All good traits to make you remind himself. But sometimes you forget. And then when his ego gets a little too much, like, I'm the shit, I'm the best. Oh, then he has to remind himself, wait, bring your ego down. You're not as good as you think you are. Don't think you're this much. So I think we have to all practice these things in life, Messi. We need to bring that balance. And then I think then you'll have a little bit of mental clarity, because everyone goes through shit. Like, everyone does. It's just how we handle it and how we go through it. And if you are now on the other spectrum also, if you, other than depression, comes from self-hating, depression can also come from too much of narcissism and arrogance also. Because you're like, I want this because I'm this, I'm entitled to this, I need this. Who says you can't? You cannot, because you're beneath me. This is what I deserve. And now when I don't get it, expectation has come and disappointment has come. And now you feel so low. What am I without this? Imagine you're a bodybuilder, you're fucking, jacked, 8-pack on an 8-pack, you have a chiseled jaw and you have a supermodel girlfriend. One day you get a broken leg, you lose all your gains and your girlfriend leaves you. And then you think about yourself like, what am I anymore? What am I anymore? Because you had your attachment of what you thought was yourself. And when that's shattered, now you're sad and you're broken and you don't know what you have. So you need to find a nice balance in life. And I don't know, I feel like a Dharma teacher. Guys, don't listen to me. I'm a retard. Okay, tsagi. So don't take my words like I'm a cult leader. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, I'm also a buffoon and deluded being in some sort along with you guys. So do not idolize whatever I say.
Do you remember the time when we met during that cult meeting?
Oh yeah, the cult meeting, no.
Ante, I always wanted to be part of a cult club. I think it was called Touching the Earth, right?
I went to one of the events recently. If you guys are watching, sorry.
But I think we were the first. No, you were the second time. But then the first time the Dingaju, I think I went to the first one they had it in Shambhala.
Yeah, okay.
It was interesting, yeah.
And then recently we had one with Inola. He wanted to do the mandala.
The one where they did the camping?
Yeah. Still culty vibes, don't worry. Still culty vibes. I don't care if you guys are listening, okay? It was fun, it was pleasant, but still culty vibes, okay? Anyways, let's move past.
But do you know the meaning behind why they kept it that name?
Because you need to touch some grass here.
No. It's because so Lord Buddha, Sangye, like when he proclaimed that he was enlightened, Maragi, he questioned, he contested like kate nam Sangye chilapta. Then he touches the earth and he sompa is this mother earth labe. And then touching the earth is that lo Bhumi Sparsha basically in Sanskrit.
But okay, let's end it on a nice positive note. I'll just say, guys, if you practice just 1 week of trying to detach from the ego more, things feel good, and you can take it from me, who you think I probably possess a lot of ego. But if you have not taken any of my words with a positive, with positivity,
mindset,
then you say namra mindu.
Deep.
Anyways,
try again next life. Okay. Okay, Phuntsho, thank you for attending. I think we've blabbered on for more than 2 hours.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry. I think I blabbered on. I think you guys might have been wanting to listen to Phuntsho talk, but then last night.
No, why?
Okay. With that being said, anything you want, last words you want to say, messages or plug anything?
Last words, such under pressure. Why? Last word would be to just think about. There's this like saying, I grew up listening to this Nepali song by Ani Choing, like Pulko Akama Pulit Sansara. Like, if you look at the world as a flower, the whole world look flowery. Ani is like a Nepali analogy, but to be analogy na whole world is like thorny, but then instead of covering the whole world with go, you could wear a leather shoe, right? And then the whole world is now not thorny for you, no?
Isn't that a way of saying you're looking at the world at rose-tinted glasses?
So yeah, basically, just have a positive mindset and outlook in your life, and then spend quality time with your loved ones. Because like you can't even like right now. The thing that I'm struggling with most is the time difference. Like after a while, it just gets into the fatigue, and then you stop caring about what's happening at home. The FOMO, it's like it's real. The FOMO especially, it's quite real.
It's okay, man. People will keep on keeping on. People here will move on and do things, and you do your own things. We can live parallelly. You don't need to move in the same pool. And I'll ask you one thing lastly. Would you prefer a beautiful lie or an ugly truth?
Ragnar, go first.
It depends on situation.
No situation. Chirtang.
Ugly truth.
Ugly truth. Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Okay. Beautiful lie.
Oh, you want to live in ignorance with Timuk. Timuk. Okay. Enjoy the Timuk, okay. But it's much better. It's much more enjoyable. It's much more enjoyable. It's much better to know less and live life like that. You think about it, when we were a kid, we're so ignorant about what life is, and then we're having a great time. But I don't know. I'm a little bit of a masochist.
What about you?
I'm a little bit of a masochist, so I want to know the ugly truth. And I know it might traumatize me or whatever, but at least I'll feel at ease that saying that I'm not living a lie.
Shitty life.
I'm not living not a shitty life. I'm not living a falsified life. I'm living, whether it be good or whether it be bad, I would like to know that it is what it is rather than it is what I think it is.
Okay. And the last thing I want to plug would be your parents, family, and your loved ones. Like just spend quality time with your parents and your loved ones, no? At the end, that's what really matters to keep you sane.
Yeah, well, sure. That's nice.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Thanks, Phuntsho. And you want to read out the last the members?
Members, yeah.
Screenshot, I'll read it for you.
Okay.
You do again.
I do 2 times. Okay. I'll give Phuntsho the last chapter, last page. Okay. I'll give him 2 pages. I'll give you 2 pages. Okay. Yeah, chill mom do but then. That's good. You need to change it up sometimes, man. Change it up sometimes. Okay.
I think these people are all abroad.
They're all abroad, so they must be. What did they would resonate with a lot of things that Phuntsho said. Okay, yeah. With that being said, thank you, our members. Please start. Yeah, Ragnar.
Yeah, good example. First one is Drakpa, Leki, Rinzin.
Yeah, Leki. Go on. Go on.
Drakpa, Leki, Rinzin. Rinzin. The Bomb Day 69.
Okay.
Nga Deki Tiga. Nga Deki Ti. Oh, Gachuma Tiga Ti Inola. Oh, Inola. Shout out to Inola. Dele Gachlo 18 Jan. Sonam Tshering, Phuntsho Wangchen, Gyelmo, Tenzin Chanyoung, Mr. Meow 2S, Pukchi, Ugyen Jack. Oh, Arsenal always next season. Next season at the game, sure. Dhendupnw, Leo, T13K, Jikmi Samdrup, Deki Lhazom, Tshering, Palmo, Wangdi, S Palmo, Nima Tops, Jamyang Yeshey. Kajuma Phuntsho ina. Petsho, Zambi. Kajuma, Kadimo, I ulta labdime. Chimi, sorry. Ditenze, Chimi, Gentaka. Taka. 와, 실합도 안 믿고
Nga change yung mga. Nga change yung.
Kiss miya. Kezang mo, Lhaze.
Okay, now it's
Sorry.
Phuntsho. Now
Okay.
Phuntsho.
All right.
Wait. Before that is Tashila Pems. Tashila Pems. Estimate Tashila Pems. Okay, then it's you. Yeah, go.
Okay, Kezodem, the I want problem guy, Budal Hindup, Gengen Hub, Pema Pau, Sogi, Trans Spike, Madness, Ultron Bhutan, Sonam, Nam, Ocean, Tashtoji.
Lasso. And with that being said, thank you all for watching PSY-POD. If this is the first time you're watching this episode because of this face or this face, please consider subscribing because of this face. Okay, we do it weekly episodes. We talk all nonsense and unsolicited advice and unexpert like Sheto. If you're watching this from abroad, you could also try to become a member by being a podhead. Support the podcast directly.
I think every video target like 1k likes, 1k subscribers.
Yalla ma 1k mein to subscribe in this video.
I'm not even famous. I don't do anything creative, so not possible.
Or like gachimo the viewers ki amchi likes bail up you upload next video immediately.
Interesting.
Okay, 1,000 likes in this video and I'll bring Ragnar again for another episode. Yeah, simple.
I guess you love this the lower next.
I don't know. That's the incentive. Okay. Alrighty. With that being said,
okay.
Until the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.